Gym Dad Fitness. Today we have a Save My Pre-Workout special for you guys. What more fitting way for a channel called Gym Dad Fitness than to have a video on how to salvage a pre, save some money, and also I kind of like picture this as like one of those house flippers, home improvement type shows. So we're gonna do a little bit of Gym Dad savings tips here, and we have with me that Heroline by Dark Labs. Now this one I've had for a while. Got it about 3 months ago. Threw this thing in the deep freeze right away, and that it never completely does it the trick, the deep freeze, but it keeps it dry and does help dry it out a little bit. I know from experience because I bought Hybrid and Supreme by Kilo Labs. It has that Hydroprime in it. That's like a glycerol citrulline mix, or maybe it's just glycerol that's in it, is that creates that. But anyway, it clumped up real bad. I got it off a discount site for like $19.99 each, and threw those in the deep freeze, and they were like as powdery as can be. I think I may have shook up the bottle afterward, and I didn't really need to do any other tricks to the trade. But I've picked up a few more along the way, and I'm sure some of you guys have seen these, but some of you may have not. And so these are some ways to save the pre-workout. And also, before we hop into this as well, I got my Gin and Tonic shirt on here. I love it. Looks like I'm wearing, we got number 33. Looks like it's a sports team or something. They got the old school 90s vintage logo as well. I love their website too, man. It's freaking awesome. It's a small little company, and I got connected with the owner through a friend on Reddit. Uh, Snoop Dogg. You guys see it on if you watched the review of the Pillager, the Warlord, or Toxic Masculinity. It was a Warlord review. He was the one that connected me with these guys, and they got some straight up hitters on their website. I'm hoping to review a few things, but a lot of the other items there we're going to try to keep low key. So hit me up if you have any questions on those, and definitely check out his website. There's just straight hitters galore. But the Heroline, I waited on doing this review because I had purchased some pre-workouts from Cross the Limits that were clumpy. So I wanted to like show you guys the Heroline, and then also show you some other ones as well that it can work on. And I'm sure anyone that's purchased anything from Coco Labs maybe saw those two products. It was the Dexter Explosion and the Oxy Elite, OxyStem, or so, yeah, OxyStem. And they even disclosed that it's hard as a rock. And so I was really hoping that I could do those ones like live with you guys as well. But I got an email notification that it was being forwarded back to sender. Went on there, checked out what the hell was going on, and I just moved about a month ago. My phone auto-filled to the previous address. I cleared it and put my new address in, but I forgot to update the zip. So it got confused in the system, I guess. I was on USPS phone for about an hour trying to figure out what the hell's going on. No one can track it, so I guess it's going back over the pond. Maybe I'll eventually see that in July or August this year. So anyway, you guys won't be seeing a Doomsday review from me anytime soon, or Oxy Elite, or Dexter Explosion, or Dexter Halloween. I had some fun ones coming. I was going to do a whole European tour. But big bummer. Hopefully it gets here eventually. Reached out to those guys too. I don't know if anyone's had luck with communicating with those guys, but I don't know if there's human beings over there. I literally, every single time I've reached out to them, I've tried phone call, tried Instagram, tried email, nothing, no response on that. So probably never will see those pre's again. I'll just be out the cash. But we still had the Heroline to do it with, so I hope you enjoy the demonstration. Now, first we'll do like a little picture-in-picture here. I got no sound or anything like that. I just kind of was showing you. I'm going to be stabbing it with a knife here, showing you that how freaking rock solid this thing was from top to bottom. Like literally, you probably seen that Christmas movie with Yukon Cornelius chipping away at that ice looking for gold. That's what you're going to feel like, trying to chisel off a little bit of this just to get your grammage to get into the scale there. But you can see how solid and rock solid it was, and then I'll pop that bad boy out. And from here on, I kind of talk through the video and how the product looks post deep freeze month and the process of grinding it. So I'll let myself take it from here. You'll have to bear with me. I had to do it on my phone like I was holding it, so the sound quality might not be as good, and the screen's going to go vertically. So apologize for that, but I think you'll enjoy this.
Yep, you're my pre-workout assistant. Yeah, we're gonna get wild. Okay, so we got creatine right here. We're gonna take 5 grams of creatine, help absorb some of the moisture. We're gonna pop this whole tub in my Ninja here with 5 grams of creatine. So we're gonna do some math here. This is why you went to math class as a kid. We're gonna spread out this 5 grams over the 25 servings. 6.7 grams a serving. Yeah, 6.7. So we'll do a little math. The 5 grams divided by 25 plus the 6.7. So it's going to be a slight increase in grammage for a slight increase in creatine mono. And we'll just put the updated grammage on top of that cap right there. And let me show you how we're going to go about blending this bad boy. We're going to pulse it too because we don't want to burn out the pre-workout. But we're going to chuck it all in that blender, blend that baby up. All right, we are in there. Pretty much everything out of there. Some serious chunkage. Almost need to wear a gas mask for this so I don't get secondhand stimmed. Thought about doing this at night one time when I started doing the process. Started inhaling way too much. I mean, this is straight stim. If any of you guys ever used Terraline before, straight stim. And I was like, I'm not doing this before bed because I'm gonna end up breathing in half this stuff. So definitely do this maybe like midday. It's a Sunday right now, just worked out, so maybe it'll help me ease off the pre-workout post-buzz a little bit. But all right, that's what we're looking at right now. Let's do a little bit of pulsing action. Might as well throw the creatine in first just so it gets nice and proportionally blend up in there. So we're gonna do 5 grams. Just 5 grams of creatine. It's a I might do 10 if this was like a really thick blend. Like you guys all Purine fans. And you know it's microdose. There's really not much grams in it overall. So 5 grams of creatine is actually quite a bit for this much. But if I was doing like a 20 gram, like M2 or something like that, I might throw in 2 scoops of creatine. That should be good here for this one. Ready to go here. Like I said, we don't want to burn it out, so we just want to pulse this bad boy. Wish I had. Hopefully you guys have a top. My top piece broke off at some point in time, so I'm gonna lose a little bit of the action, but it should be good enough. I can like mix around the settings too. Son of a bitch. That's all good. If I lose some of it to the air, got this thing for $10 off Dark Labs for it being clumpy. Shout out to Mr. Remix Everything. This was, me and him have talked about saving pre's. I've known I've thrown it in the deep freeze, but I never thought to blend it or add the creatine. So that was his thing, and I've been doing that for a few pre's. A couple quick pulses. I'm gonna check it out, see how we're looking. All right. Actually, I had to wait a second here for it to simmer down. I tried to open that top off, and that thing was like, I felt like we were in Oklahoma, and it was the motherfucking Dust Bowl of stimulants. That thing came out like a hosel rocket, all that floating stim. So we're gonna let that thing simmer for a minute. I feel like I'm running a cooking channel show for stim junkies. We're gonna let this stimulation simmer. Let this Purine settle in here, and then we'll take out this concoction and see how we're looking. Okay. Oh boy, we're in for a real treat. Now this whole process, probably end up losing a few grams. So if you're really particular on saving every last little drop, you might just want to go ahead and get your chisel out and weigh out your little chunks. But this one for $10, I'm not too concerned. If you got like a dark energy or something like that, and you want to save every last drop. So we're gonna dump that all in there. Oh boy, that is fine. Talking China white fine there. Ooh man, I'm getting excited. Literally anyone else that doesn't do pre-workouts probably was like, what the fuck is he getting so excited for? But man, that thing is straight powder. Not even really pulse it that much. You probably could like let it simmer, come back, let the product cool down. I'm no scientist, but I don't know what happens when you heat up this product. But I know that it probably could affect the active ingredients a little bit, so let's just not mess with that. Let's not take our chances. We'll just be patient. But that thing is through and through as fine as can be. I mean, there's like a few little clumps in there, but I mean, honestly, probably just good, not better than. Ooh, man, 100% difference. Breathing in some heroin than than when we got this bad boy. But like I said, if you want to get this thing crazy, crazy fine, go ahead and wait a little bit and blend that baby up again. Kind of wrapping it up here for all you MC squared motherfuckers out there. Check my math. Got 6.7 grams from the original label serving. Here we go. Let me do some math here. That's what we go to school for right here. Just figuring out how to adjust our grammage when we had to figure our protein or pre-workouts out. We did that 5 grams creatine divided by 25 servings to get a nice little solid 0.2 gram add-on per serving. So got it marked up to let me know 6.9 is the new adjusted serving. And you can see this thing is better than, you know, if you were to buy it fresh off the conveyor belt. There's a few little small clump in there, but it's like nothing like out of the norm. That's pretty average. I mean, obviously when you press down on them, they break right up. But you can see, not just fooling you either, that thing can go down all the way. But no, that wraps it up. Save your damn pre-workouts, so you're not getting your Yukon Cornelius pickaxes out and having to chip away. I will say one thing: when you do this whole process, you might lose a few grams in the blender during the exchanges and things like that. So to be safe, if you want to, when you're weighing out your scoop, if you want to throw an extra gram on there, you could always do that, just if you want to be completely accurate. But there you have it. So we save our pre-workouts right there. So I will get this thing saved up, put it in a deep freeze where I stash some of my other pre's that I don't plan on using for a few weeks, and then just pull this bad boy out when I'm ready to take it. But awesome for getting this thing for $10 off Dark Labs website. I got a few coming from Cross the Limits that were sold cheap because they're chunky, so it's not only a way to save pre's, but also find ways to get some for good bang for your buck. I know NutriCartel had their pre on there for crazy cheap because of the chunks, but I will say one thing though: if you get moisture and it starts getting like sludgy, that's kind of like, I call that like comparable to the 3 rings of death of the Xbox 360. If you guys remember that back in the day, when the red rings would pop up 3 times and then that thing would shut down forever. And yeah, if it's like that sludgy texture, it's gone too far. You could try dumping like 10 grams of creatine in there and giving it a good blend, but you either got an option to take as much of it right away and just try to use it, or you could still probably throw in your deep freeze and prolong the effects of the clumpiness of it and take some of the moisture out. But as far as getting the clumps out, it may be too far gone. But definitely don't want to let that sit in like a moist area with the clumps in it. Then we might run into some stomach issues when you're taking those pre's. But yeah, there we go. There's how we wrap it up there and save our pre-workouts.